I know words. I have the best words.
This is All the Best Words with Matt Murphy and Cameron Smith.
That it wasn't a thing for him to say, if you want me to talk to if you're going to pay me to be like a
Right. Like if you're paying to connect me to connect you to
consultant.
people. Right. That happens all the time.
Right.
Like connect us with these people. Here's some money. But
If you didn't get him guaranteeing something, I don't know.
Well, what would be really funny is if the government in a sting operation paid him a consulting fee to do the thing that wasn't a crime. That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm like,
but if it went down quite that way, I feel like someone in the Trump administration would be like, "This is the way it went down, you idiots."
right.
Congratulations, you wasted $50,000 more of our money.
Which is why I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, because no one wants to answer the question of, did he keep the money?
He keep the money? Well, I know this. It's time for another edition of All the Best Words. We are so pleased that you've decided to join us on a variety of different platforms. You can find us on YouTube and, other places. Give us the old like and thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. My name is Matt Murphy, and I say all the best words.
My name's Cameron Smith. I write all the best words.
This is episode whatever. I feel like there should be an episode thing right
You should
here.
be able to, hold it in your hand.
Right. It's like episode 57, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think I came up with that off the top of my head just as soon as Jackson told me. Anyway, I went first last time. What's your word?
Right. My word's right.
Does that start with an R or a W?
R.
Okay.
Like right and wrong. So lately the big discussion has been the moral equivalency or lack thereof between Democratic Attorney General candidate Jay Jones in Virginia, who I don't know a better word to describe it other than his bloodlust for people he disagrees with. Text messages from 2022 surfaced that he said some highly inappropriate and sort of murderous musing type things that for somebody who's going to be the highest law enforcement officer in the state of Virginia are disqualifying. Like it's just not a close call.
Bad
right?
look.
Democrats have refused, not all Democrats, but many Democrats have refused to say this is a problem or that he should withdraw for the race because they want to win the race. And I understand.
I don't know, not interrupt your flow, but I several of them will go, "Oh yeah, it's bad, it's awful." I don't know of a single one that's called for him to just withdraw. A single Democrat that's called for him to withdraw.
Yeah, and obviously, particularly in Virginia is where it's relevant. But no, I agree. It's sort of this it's bad. Okay.
No, we all agree it's bad. Let's move on.
Yeah, it's a little murdery for my taste, but
Yeah, I called it a child murder fantasy.
Right.
Because some people can't learn until their kids get murdered.
And he was saying, well, they're breeding little fascists and stuff. I'm like, good
It's
grief,
bad.
man.
If you've not read it, it's
Go
bad.
check it out. It's not great. And then Politico does a piece on young Republicans who said some really atrocious things in a group chat. And I don't think that the tendency here is to engage in whataboutism and to say, well, if my political opponent doesn't call this out, then I won't call this out. We can just say that this is bad behavior and it's terrible and just full stop. And we should not do these things. And when your right and wrong come from your politics or they're contextually dependent on your politics, you're in trouble. The idea that some things are just right and wrong and we should call them as such is a higher order consideration than our politics. We find ourselves in a situation with Jay Jones, with the young Republicans, where even J.D. Vance is saying, well, I'm not going to engage in any pearl clutching about these silly young Republicans because you haven't called out your attorney general candidate. Why? We can just call out everybody and be like, don't be idiots.
Well, and I love these moments because my word is going to be similar. So, but we were right on the same page and we don't pre-plan these things. My word's going to be shut up because I want the people complaining. Just shut up. Just shut up about all of it because the whataboutism people, right? So you get to say that to shut down me pointing out that you're being a hypocrite? Is that the idea? Because that's what I hear. So I say, well, I don't hear you getting frustrated about the Jay Jones situation. I haven't heard you commenting on the Jay Jones situation. I haven't heard you say one word about that. And you get to say, well, let's not play whataboutism. Oh, so let's not call out your hypocrisy? Oh, isn't that convenient?
Yeah, and I'm not suggesting that whataboutism should be a conversation ender. I'm simply saying that both can be things we should not get behind, and we can say that.
But every Republican that I've heard has said the same thing on the Politico piece. It was awful. It should not be made more than it is. And what exactly do you want us to do? Right? Like, what are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to kill the kids? Are we supposed to hang them? Are we supposed to destroy their lives for the rest of their lives because
of course
a bunch of 24-year-old guys got together and said nasty things about groups of people?
Happens commonly.
Which happens all the time. Okay, I'm willing to listen to what we're supposed to do about those individuals outside of firing certain people and denouncing it. I know exactly what we're supposed to do about the Jay Jones situation, and they refuse to even discuss it.
But that's it, right? I mean, it's not, we don't have to do weird performative things about this stuff. We say, like, hey, this is terrible and unacceptable and not what Republicans stand for in the young Republican instance. That's it. You don't have to do a whole lot of other things. And, oh, yeah, by the way, you knuckleheads that did this stuff, you can't be in leadership positions. You can't do that anymore. And, that's reasonable for Republicans to do that. And likewise, for Democrats to say, this is wholly disqualifying. We want to run a different candidate. We want to put somebody else there, but you're not it, because that's insane to have somebody with murder fantasies as the head law enforcement
I would agree.
person.
I think what's a little frustrating for me, I'm willing to talk about all of it, and I think it's important to talk about all of it. And so from my perspective, let's put it all on the table, whatever the subject matter might be, and let's have those discussions. There's a side in this political arena that refuses to even address one subject, but all they want to talk about is the other subject, and then act magnanimous and holier than thou as they're discussing it, when I know very well when the shoe's on the other foot, they take a completely different tack.
Yeah, and my argument to you is that doesn't need to be my side, right? The side that behaves like what you just described, I'm not going to be that.
Well, but the problem is most people don't pay attention to politics as much as you and as much as me.
Right.
And those people are only hearing one side. It's the side that these major media outlets choose to present to them. And so they come away with the concept that the Democrats are pure as the wind-driven snow, and Republicans are awful racist people.
Do you think that, though? Like, do you really think that there
No,
are
I think
people...
we're cutting through it, and I think that's part of the desperation on the part of the mainstream media.
Yeah, I think it's that's going away, that X and the other outlets have... People don't want to wait on news.
No.
They don't want to wait on information, so they get it in real time.
All right, so we're continuing this discussion because my word was shut up, as in two things. Number one, I want the political left to shut it, being all magnanimous and holier than thou with regard to their condemnation. I mean, but on the other hand, would these young Republicans just shut up? Just would you stop talking? I don't know in what, I say that I don't know in what world they thought that some of these conversations were okay. They're gross. They're awful. I could spend a large amount of energy justifying how some of these were to come about and putting them in context. I choose not to do that because, look, it's laid out there. It is a fool's errand to try to explain a lot of this.
And this is what I'm trying to deal with in my own home, right? Is I have 5 boys who are saying stupid stuff all the time, and we want to get to a point where we don't say those stupid things because guess what? They have consequences.
They have consequences, particularly when you're saying them in what is essentially a room full of people.
Yes.
Right?
Written form in a room full of people.
Right? And you don't think that this might come back to bite you on the ass. I don't understand that. So I want those people just to shut up and stop talking in ways that are so disgusting. And is it harmful to anyone? Well, it's harmful to your cause.
Yeah.
It's harmful to the premise of your purpose, which is to advance young people into the Republican movement and to open up the tent and say, hey, we're welcoming to brown people and black people. Well, you can't do that and then use phrases like watermelon people
in
the most disgusting way imaginable and expect that brown people or black people are going to want to be a part of your political party.
Right. And the young Republicans, I don't think, realize that, like, you're a part of the future of the Republican Party. That's kind of the thing, is you're in young Republicans before you join the big party. And I think that, to me, is where it's, come on. If you're the best we've got, then we're in trouble. And
Well,
like that.
and I do think that it's a teachable moment, if you will, that you need to know. And sadly, in a much different way, some of the conversations that were happening within Charlie Kirk's inner circle have become public. And that's it's directly related to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Some of those things that were being said were thought to be very private conversations. Well, I make it a habit if I'm having a text conversation with you or with anyone else, I'm like, speak in a way where this
they'd come back and bite me.
could be public tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, write in a way
If you
where
are
this
going to
could be-
write stuff down or have it recorded, then as a lawyer, I can tell you, you should treat it like it's going to be in Times Square.
and I live, and I've said this for a long time, I try to live my life this way. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody, I'm not. But I don't like gossip. And so I try not to say things about people when they're not in the room that I would not be willing to say to them when they were in the room.
Amen.
Now, what I will admit to you is a lot of times I say them in very different ways.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, but I try not to say things about people that I wouldn't say to people. And you just try to live your life that way. Well, same thing here. I mean, what are you texting? What are you even doing?
Right.
But, I mean, I get it. The political left feels like that, they've got a great story that's a gold mine for them that they can talk about for the next.
But you know what it is? It's a distraction, right?
It is.
It is.
It
Hey,
is.
this is bad behavior from young Republicans. They shouldn't do it, and there should be consequences for their actions. But good grief, what that does when people do that kind of crap is it gives the story to people that want to run with it to cover other bad behavior.
What's frustrating to me, though, Cameron, is that I have and there are many of these out there, but I have a 4-minute video clip that I would have to heavily edit in order to play it on my radio show of people celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk, young Democrats, young Democratic voters celebrating the assassination of Charlie Kirk in the grossest ways imaginable. And there was a little bit of lip service to, oh, that's not right, that's awful, but not a lot, not on this level. And I think I understand the frustration. I understand what you're saying about whataboutism, but I also understand the frustration that we seem to have to play by their rules constantly with distractions like this.
Yeah, and here's to the mainstream media narrative breaking, because I think that's what has to happen. And that's why our conservatives feel so strongly the way we do about a lot of this stuff, is because for so long there's been a orthodox narrative that wasn't ours. And when we depart from that narrative, we get bludgeoned. And I think now the landscape is shifting, it's changing. There are more outlets where we can be open and say, hey, here's what we think. And there is no orthodox narrative anymore.
Well, and to your point, and I'll kind of route it right back to your original point at the beginning of the episode, that for a long time the political left has tried to characterize the right in a certain way, in the worst way imaginable. And what you have to do is make sure that you don't give them ammunition to say, see, we were right all along.
Yeah.
And that's sadly what some of these young Republicans did.
Yes, sir.
Well, there's Cameron Smith. He writes all the best words.
There's Matt Murphy. He says all the best words.
And this is all the best words. Give us the old like, thumbs up, subscribe, look at past episodes, do what you need to do, tell a friend or a neighbor, and we'll see you next time.